The black market on Delta Verge wasn't the sort of place anyone wandered into by accident. It smelled like desperation and rot, pulsed with shady deals and unspoken threats. 1,000 flickering neon signs did little to chase away the gloom. Captain Ryan Voss never liked this place, never trusted it. But when your ship's life support regulator gives out 3 weeks from any sanctioned station, your principles become as worthless as a dry fuel cell. He shoved his way through a knot of squabbling traders, his boots clanking against rusted steel plating. Waste of time, he muttered, brushing off the shoulder of a snorting saurian dealer. His comm buzzed. "You find the part yet?" came the voice of Kaz, his engineer, equal parts genius and chronic pessimist. "Still searching," Ryan replied. "This place is a damn circus." "Well, we've got 18 hours before oxygen starts tasting funny. Just saying." He cut the line and pressed deeper into the market. Blasters. Spice. Clones. You name it, someone was selling it, no questions asked. But what stopped him cold wasn't contraband or weapons. It was a cage. Tucked in a darkened corner beneath a blinking sign that read, "Prime Meat, Exotic Taste, Sold by Weight," a heavy steel enclosure housed 3 slender beings with luminous teal skin and shimmering silver flecks across their cheeks. Their golden, slit-pupil eyes scanned the crowd with quiet terror. Pointed ears twitched with every sound. Ryan's stomach turned. "Drellans," he whispered. A rare outer rim species, known for their feline grace, intelligence, and rumored psychic affinity. The market had found a new low, selling them as food. The merchant, a bloated thing with mossy skin and 4 twitching arms, barked in some gravel-throated dialect. Ryan's translator kicked in, "Tender meat. Rare stock. Royal lineage. Special price for the full set." One of the Drellans, taller than the others with silver patterns like star trails on her temples, locked eyes with Ryan. Her gaze wasn't pleading. It was resigned. Like she'd already given up. Something inside him snapped. He marched toward the cage. The merchant turned, all 4 eyes narrowing. "Ah, human interested in the delicacy. How much?" Ryan asked, barely managing to keep the rage from his voice. The price was absurd. Nearly everything he had, including what he needed to fix his ship. He haggled, furious but careful. Drawing a blaster would only get him shot, and wouldn't help the Drellans. "You insult with low offer," the merchant hissed. "They're half-starved," Ryan countered. "Barely alive. Not worth half you're asking." The argument dragged for 15 minutes, the merchant loud, Ryan louder. But eventually, the alien relented, just enough. The deal left Ryan with exactly 0 credits. No way to fix the ship. No backup plan. Suicide. He did it anyway. The merchant deactivated the lock with a series of wet clicks. The door creaked open. "All yours, human," the alien chuckled. "Enjoy your feast." The Drellans shrank back, huddled behind the tall one who stepped forward protectively. Ryan crouched. "I'm not going to hurt you," he said, soft but firm. "You're free now." The tall one tilted her head, confused. "You, not eat us?" Ryan's throat tightened. "No. Never. I'm Captain Ryan Voss. I'm taking you somewhere safe." She studied him, then slowly reached out, her claws retracted. Her fingers brushed his palm, a sign of trust. "I am Kayla," she said, her voice musical. "My sisters, Syrah and Nyx." The others nodded, still wary. "Can you walk?" Kayla nodded. "Weak. But strong enough." He gave her his jacket, draping it over her narrow shoulders. It hung like a cape, but offered some dignity. "Stay close. Don't look at anyone." They weaved through the market, avoiding curious glances. "Where are we going?" Kayla asked as they turned a corner. Home, he answered. He didn't have a plan. He didn't even have air. But for now, they were out of that cage. And that had to be enough. Ryan guided the Draylon sisters through the winding alleys of the black market, each step a calculated risk. Any moment, someone could recognize them. Or him. He kept his head low and eyes forward, ears alert for the mechanical whir of security drones. His comm buzzed again. Captain, Kaz's voice crackled. Still breathing, but barely. Air mix is down 11%. Any word on the part? I've got a lead, Ryan lied, eyes catching the flickering sign above a shabby storefront, Yorick Salvage and Scraps. It was the only place on Delta Verge rumored to carry Terran-compatible regulators. You've got 10 hours, Kaz warned. After that, we start passing out. Ryan led the sisters into a dark alcove beside the shop. Stay here, he told them. No talking. No moving. Kayla placed a hand on his wrist. Dangerous in there? Everything's dangerous here, he said. But I don't have a choice. Inside, the salvage shop reeked of ozone and rust. Dusty shelves overflowed with tangled tech. Behind the counter stood a six-limbed Brakari, skin like crumpled tin foil and mood permanently set to grumpy. Ryan scanned the cluttered shelves, until he saw it. Sitting beneath a cracked display dome was the part he needed, a GX-17 atmospheric regulator. It was real. It was whole. And it was wildly overpriced. He sauntered toward it, pretending to browse. Not for touching, the Brakari snapped, two of its arms folding across its chest. Ryan forced a smile. Just admiring. How much? The number made his stomach lurch. Triple market value. That's robbery. Then leave. Ryan's fingers twitched near his blaster, but he held still. One shot might get the part, sure, but he wouldn't make it 10 feet with market security on high alert. Then he heard shouting. Outside.
He turned to the window and saw the merchant, the one who'd sold the sisters, arguing with two security enforcers. One gestured wildly. The other pointed directly toward the alley where Ryan had stashed the girls. Shit, Ryan whispered. No time for subtlety. He shoved the Brakari aside, snatched the regulator, and sprinted out the door. Thief, the shopkeeper bellowed. Alarms flared. Drones descended from ceiling ducts, red lights strobing through the alleys. Ryan bolted into the crowd, regulator clutched to his chest. Then a hand reached out from a vent grill and yanked him sideways. He barely managed not to shout. Inside the narrow shaft crouched all three sisters, eyes wide, ears twitching. Kayla put a finger to her lips. Quiet. In here. He squeezed in, pressed between warm bodies and cramped metal. Their breathing was shallow, synchronized. Adrenaline poured off them in waves. How did you find this? He asked. We climbed, Nix whispered. Good hiders. Saw the meat seller yelling, Syrah added. Guards looking for blue females. Ryan nodded, still catching his breath. I've got the part. But now we're all wanted. We help, Kayla said. No shortcuts. This way. The Drellans moved through the vents with inhuman grace. Their limbs curled and extended like dancers, weaving through turns and vertical climbs with feline ease. Ryan grunted behind them, struggling to fit his broader human frame through the tighter corners.
He couldn't help but notice the way their muscles flexed under that shimmery blue skin. Graceful. Powerful. Deliberate. When Kayla glanced back and caught him staring, her lips curved slightly. You stare, she said softly. Didn't mean to, Ryan muttered. It's allowed, she said, smile deepening. You saved us. Among our kind, that is sacred. High honor, Nix added, brushing past him. Savior is, family. Ryan blinked. Cultural misunderstanding or not, that statement sent a tremor through him. They emerged from a maintenance hatch into a dim corridor near Docking Bay 9. Ahead lay his ship, the Caliban, but so did 3 security drones and at least 8 armed guards. Ryan cursed. Too many, he muttered. We'll never make it. We distract, Kayla said, eyes glowing faintly. Distract how? He asked. Drellans have gifts. Before he could stop them, the sisters stepped into the open. The guards turned, and froze. Ryan blinked. The sisters weren't doing anything obvious, but their movements had changed. Slower. Rhythmic. Almost hypnotic. The glowing silver lines on their skin pulsed in time with their steps, their golden eyes widened into orbs of midnight black. Pheromones, Ryan realized. Or something like them. The guards swayed, visibly stunned. Weapons lowered. Expressions dazed. Go, Kayla whispered. Ryan didn't wait. He ran. Blaster drawn, he sprinted for the ship's ramp, regulator bouncing against his chest. Kaz's voice crackled in his ear. Engines hot, waiting on you. Start them, Ryan ordered. We're leaving. The Caliban roared to life. As he reached the bottom of the ramp, the sisters broke their trance routine and dashed for the ship, vaulting over stunned guards like spirits of vengeance. They landed beside him, breathing hard. Inside, he shouted. The hatch sealed behind them as laser fire erupted outside. Punch it, Kaz. With a seismic lurch, the Caliban blasted free of the dock. Explosive bolts snapped the moorings, and the ship streaked toward open space. Only when they were deep in the void did Ryan allow himself to breathe. Then something shifted in the air. The corridor shimmered with warmth. Sweet. Electric. He turned, and found the sisters staring at him, their markings still faintly aglow. Are you all right? He asked. Pheromones, Kayla said. Still active. Linger. Syrah stepped closer. It affects humans differently. How differently? Ryan asked, voice hoarse. Not confusion. Attraction, Nick said softly. The air tightened between them. He looked away, heart pounding. I should install the part. We help, Kayla offered. No, he said, backing toward the engine room. You rest. I've got it from here. But he could still feel their eyes on him. The rescue had worked. But the consequences were only beginning. Ryan locked the engine room door behind him with a hiss, trying to shake off the thick heat that clung to his skin. He could still smell them, the soft citrus musk of the Draylon sisters, and their lingering pheromones made the air feel syrupy. He rubbed his temples, blinking hard as he focused on the regulator in his arms. Just breathe, he muttered. Fix the damn ship. One thing at a time. He set to work installing the stolen part, hands moving with mechanical precision. Kaz's voice buzzed over the intercom. You all right back there? Monitors are showing weird spikes in your vitals. I'm fine, Ryan said too quickly. Just working. You sound like you've been running a marathon inside a sauna. It's complicated. Ryan wiped sweat from his brow and twisted the final bolt into place. The regulator came to life with a low hum, green lights flickering to full. Atmospheric system stabilizing, came Kaz's voice, calm now. Oxygen mix back to normal. You did it, Captain. Yeah, Ryan said, collapsing against the wall, exhausted. I did. But now he had 3 alien refugees aboard. He'd used the ship's last credits. He'd stolen from the most dangerous place in the quadrant. And his crew didn't even know yet. Speak of the void, his pilot, Sala, stormed into the engine bay, arms folded. What the hell happened on that rock? She demanded. Ryan stood. I made a call. A call. She gestured toward the sealed hatch. You brought 3 glowing alien girls onto our ship. We've got 0 credits and a fresh bounty on our heads. They were being sold for meat, Ryan said evenly. Would you have walked away?
Sala's expression wavered. No, she admitted. But damn it, Captain, this isn't a sanctuary. We're not the Alliance. No, he agreed. We're better than them. Just then, Kayla stepped through the door, her expression soft. Is it done? Yes, Ryan said. We're safe. For now. She approached, close enough for him to see the silver shimmer across her cheekbones, the way her pupils still hadn't fully returned to normal. I'm grateful, she said. I didn't do it for gratitude. You did it because you couldn't not, she replied. Behind her, Sierra and Nyx lingered at the threshold. Kez poked his head in behind them and froze. Oh, he said. Hi. Sierra tilted her head. You are engineer. Why yeah. We like engineers, Nyx said, voice low and melodic. Kez blushed and stepped back. I'll, go check, cables. He vanished. Sala raised an eyebrow at Ryan. Are they always this, forward? It's a cultural thing, Kayla explained. Drellans form bonds quickly. Emotionally. Physically. Especially when rescued from death. Ryan's stomach fluttered. That's not what I. Kayla stepped closer. We know. You saved us without asking for anything. That's why we offer everything. Before Ryan could respond, the intercom blared again. Sala spun toward the console. Inbound ships. Ryan was already moving. Bridge. Now. When they arrived, the NAV screen lit up with bad news. 3 patrol ships, black market enforcement, closing fast. Kez appeared again, breathless. They found us. Somehow. They must have planted a tracker, Ryan said. The regulator. Sierra touched the console. Can sense, yes. Foreign energy. Not machine. Organic signal. Organic? Sala asked. Biometric sampling, Kez muttered. They're tracking the sisters. That explains how they knew where to find us, Ryan said. They're not just after you. They're studying you. Nyx stepped forward. It's the blood, she said simply. Ryan turned to her. What do you mean? Our blood carries. Neuralink. A compound. Rare. It gives power to those who consume it. What kind of power? Telepathy, Kayla said. Control. Connection. Not permanent. But strong. Ryan's face darkened. They were going to eat you to get that? Sierra nodded. That's why our price was high. Kez cursed softly. So it's not just slavery. It's drug trafficking. No, Sala said grimly. It's worse. It's mind weapon trafficking. The ship jolted suddenly. A warning ping echoed through the deck. They're locking on, Kez shouted. We've got 5 minutes, max. Ryan looked at the sisters. Can you do what you did before? With the power boost? Kayla hesitated. We can. But, it's dangerous. Twice in short time, changes us. Changes how? Our bond. It grows. Sierra stepped up beside her. When Drellans connect, we share more. Memories. Thoughts. Emotions. You'll read our minds? Sala asked sharply. No, Kayla said. Only those we've joined with. Ryan swallowed. What about earlier? When we connected?
Kayla's golden eyes fixed on him. We are bonded now. That moment, for us, is forever. Wait, what moment? Kez asked, eyes wide. Did you? Not now, Ryan snapped. We need that speed. Whatever it takes. The sisters formed a triangle near the engine control node. Their hands linked. Their hum began again, low, harmonic, vibrating through the walls. The regulator pulsed. The engines roared. The Caliban leapt forward, velocity doubling in a blink. Gaining distance, Kez confirmed, checking the display. But not fast enough. Sira staggered, silver light flickering from her markings. Kayla caught her sister, then turned to Ryan. We can do more. What more? He asked. Open connection, she whispered. He didn't ask what that meant. He stepped forward, placing his hand in Kayla's. A jolt slammed through him like lightning. He gasped as his mind filled, not with noise, but clarity. Kayla's thoughts. Memories. Emotions. He felt her terror from the cage. Her awe when he unlocked the door. Her hope. And her desire. Nyx and Sira joined them. The bond expanded. Threads of understanding webbed between them, like strands of starlight humming across his thoughts. Through their connection, he felt seen. Known. Loved. Then, just as fast, it faded. The sisters collapsed to the floor. Ryan dropped to his knees beside Kayla. Are you? We're fine, she whispered. Just, tired. Ryan turned to Kaz. Status? We outran them. They're falling off sensors. Ryan exhaled, relief coursing through him. Then Kayla's voice echoed in his mind, though her lips didn't move. Now you understand. And he did. The rescue hadn't just been about morality. It had become something else entirely. The Caliban drifted through a narrow field of debris from a long-dead satellite belt, silent save for the hum of its freshly installed regulator. The chaos of the escape had settled, but a deeper storm now churned beneath the ship's calm exterior. Ryan stood in the medbay, staring at the small device Kez had laid on the examination table. It was barely the size of a fingernail, metallic, sleek, and deeply wrong. This, Kez said, voice tight, is not just a tracker. It's a sampler. Ryan frowned. Sampler of what? Blood, Kez replied. Specifically theirs. It's been collecting genetic data, feeding it somewhere off-ship. Kayla, seated nearby, narrowed her eyes. They know. Know what? Ryan asked, a chill blooming in his chest. Nyx stepped forward, her voice barely audible. What we are. Sira's gaze dropped to the floor. Not just Draylon. Not just Neuralink carriers. Ryan looked between them. Then what? We're Trisil, Kayla said. Royal bloodline. Born as one. 3 sisters. 1 link. Sala leaned against the wall, arms crossed. That sounds ceremonial. It is, Kayla replied. But it's also more. Trisils are keys. Keys to what? Ryan asked. To the Draylon resistance, Sira said. To old power. To ancient allies. Nyx touched her temple. To memory stored in places hidden. Ryan's jaw tightened. And that market was trying to turn you into drugs. They don't know everything, Kayla said. But they suspect. That's why the price was so high. Why they came so fast when we escaped. Kez stared at the device. They weren't just tracking you. They were confirming a theory. That your blood can give power. More than just temporary mind tricks, Sala muttered. Some species use Neuralink to cheat death, Nyx said softly. By binding thoughts into another's mind. Ryan stepped away from the table. This isn't just slavery. This is worse than anything the Alliance suspects. It's immortality trafficking. Sierra looked up, her eyes glowing faintly. And now, they know we bonded. The room went quiet. What do you mean? Ryan asked. When you joined with us, Kayla said carefully, you shared blood. You didn't cut me. Bonding doesn't require blades, Nyx explained. Neuralink transfers through skin. Through contact. Through union. Ryan felt the floor shift beneath him. So what, I've got some of this stuff in me now. Kayla nodded. A small amount. But it grows. You feel it, yes. Knowing what we feel. Ryan blinked. He had. Subtle at first, a flicker of intuition, a sense of where they were. Now, it was stronger. When Kayla was afraid, he felt it in his chest. When Sierra was annoyed, his skin prickled. And it's permanent. Sierra smiled faintly. For Drellans, mating is life bond. No take-backs. Well, that's, Ryan stopped, brain struggling to catch up. You're saying I'm connected to all three of you? Nyx shrugged playfully. One bond. 3 parts. Sala made a choking noise from the wall. Ryan ignored her. So what happens now? Kayla stood, placing a hand on his chest. Now you're harder to control. Human minds resist Neuralink influence. That's why the consortium hates humans. That's why you matter. A warning chime echoed through the medbay. Captain to the bridge, came Kaz's voice, grim and sharp. Ryan turned and sprinted, Kayla and her sisters following. On the bridge, Tessa, the ship's sensor tech, pointed to the NAV screen. We've got a tail. One ship. Smaller than a frigate but moving fast. Too fast. Faster than us? Ryan asked. By a factor of 4. Kaz, now at the console, growled. It's not using standard propulsion. That's impossible. No, Kayla said softly. Not impossible. They all turned. It's him, she continued. The Devourer. The who? Ryan asked. Sierra stepped forward, voice shaking. Grav Mal Consortium leader. He's consumed hundreds of Drellans over the decades. Kayla added, his body is twisted by it. But his mind is strong. He reaches across stars. He hears thoughts. Can he hear yours? Ryan asked, pulse spiking. No, Nyx said, grabbing his arm. Not while we're bonded to you. It shields us. Sala didn't look convinced. And what about the ship? Can he track that? Kaz turned. No. We scrambled our signal hours ago. Tessa chimed in. Maybe. But I've got another theory. Hit me, Ryan said. Pregnancy emits psionic signatures. Like flares. If you bonded with them. Ryan's face went pale. Wait. You're saying they're pregnant? Kayla's silence was all the answer he needed. Sierra nodded. Fast gestation. Drellon females bond with a mate. Within hours, if compatible, it begins. Kaz let out a low whistle. Captain, you work quick. Not helping, Ryan muttered. Sala just buried her face in her hands. Kayla stepped closer. Our children will be strong. Born from human strength and Drellon gifts. And visible, Tessa added. Like a supernova to someone like Grav Mal. Ryan stared out the viewport. The oncoming ship was just a pinprick now. But it would grow. How long until it reaches us? Kaz checked the NAV readout. 12 hours. Maybe less. And we're 3 days from the closest Alliance patrol route, Sala added. We won't make it, Kes concluded. Ryan turned to Kayla, heart pounding. Is there anything we can do? She hesitated. Then. Maybe. What? There's a place, Syrah said. A nebula. Cygnus. Clouded, chaotic, full of ion storms. It masks everything. Nyx nodded. We can hide. Shield. And, call for help. Ryan tilted his head. Call who? Kayla looked him dead in the eye. The Draylon Resistance. Kaz blinked. Wait, that's real. They wait, Kayla said. For the Trisil. For us. Ryan felt a spark catch in his chest. We can't outrun him, he said. But we can outsmart him. He turned to Tessa. Set course for the Cygnus Nebula. Best speed. Kaz raised an eyebrow. And then what? Ryan looked at the three glowing sisters beside him, their hands already clasping in a silent bond. Then we make Grav Mal wish he never followed us. The Caliban skimmed the surface of the Cygnus Nebula, its shield sparking as clouds of charged particles licked the hull. Outside, a maelstrom of swirling violet and blue danced with electrical arcs, turning space into a living storm. No one spoke. The ship glided in absolute silence, broken only by the gentle thrum of the engines, until Kaz's voice broke in. We're in. Nebula's messing with long-range comms, but it's working both ways. We're off the grid. Sala glanced up from navigation. You sure we're not just lost? Not lost, Kayla said from her place at the center of the bridge. Protected. The sisters sat cross-legged in a triangular formation on the floor. Their silver markings glowed again, pulsing in sync with one another. It wasn't just cosmetic, Ryan could feel it in his chest, in the bond they shared. Like a hum behind his heartbeat. Kayla looked up. It's time. To what? Kaz asked warily. To call them. Define them, please, he muttered. Syrah answered, the Defenders. Nyx added, fleet hidden long ago. Old Draylon ships. Cloaked. Waiting for the Trisil to unite. Kayla continued, we were born to unlock them. Sala looked skeptical. So you're like, passwords? Living keys, Kayla confirmed. Ryan stepped forward. Can you do it from here? Not alone, Nyx said. We need strength. Signal must carry. Across stars. Kaz rubbed his face. You're going to broadcast something from inside an ion storm. We've done crazier, Ryan replied. True, Kaz admitted. Ryan turned to Kayla. How do I help? She extended a hand. Join with us. Again. He didn't hesitate. As he knelt and took her hand, Nyx and Syrah reached for him as well. The connection bloomed instantly. Warm. Deep. Familiar. Their thoughts brushed against his own, not invasive, but welcoming. A collective consciousness awakening. Suddenly, his mind wasn't just his own. He felt the weight of 1,000 years of memory, their people's history encoded in blood. Wars. Exodus. The hiding of the fleet. The waiting. Always waiting. The sisters began to hum, but this time the sound wasn't physical, it resonated inside his skull. The glow from their markings brightened until the entire bridge was bathed in shifting light. Tessa shouted from her station. Captain, we've got movement. Dozens of pings. All around us. Kaz whirled to his screen. It's not consortium. It's. I don't believe this. Through the viewport, Ryan saw them, sleek ships emerging from the depths of the nebula. Blue-hulled, sharp-edged, unlike anything built by humans. They moved in perfect coordination, like predators coming out of hibernation. One by one, their lights flickered to life, responding to the call of the Trisil. "They're real," Sala whispered. "You actually did it." "We are it," Kayla said simply, her voice glowing with the same light in her skin. "Captain," Kez called from the console, still typing furiously. "We've got a window here. The Alliance might be able to help. We upload what we've seen, the blood trade, the consortium's ops, Grav Mal's crimes, and make it public, it might tip the scales." "They won't ignore this," Sala agreed. "Not with evidence." Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Do it." Kaz hesitated. "We'd be broadcasting from a hotspot inside a chaos cloud. If Grav Mal hasn't fully zeroed in on us yet, this'll be the flare." Ryan nodded. "Good. We want him to find us." Kaz blinked. "That's bold." "Let him come," Ryan said. "And when he does, he'll find more than just a fugitive freighter." He turned to Kayla. "Can your fleet fight?" "Built for war," she replied. "They've waited long time." Ryan cracked a smile. "Good. Let's make this one count." Kaz hit the command. A cascade of data pulsed through the ship's modified transmission systems, visuals of the cage, the sail, the rescue, the genetic analysis, and a full confession from the capture tracker. Every crime. Every violation. The signal cut through the nebula like a spear. They waited. Only minutes passed before Tessa gasped. "He's here." Grav Mal's ship appeared on the edge of the sensor field. Jet black. Long predatory. It glided through the storm with ease, unaffected by the interference. It wasn't just a ship. It was a predator. And he wasn't alone. 2 more consortium vessels slid in behind him, each bristling with weapons. "Prepare for impact," Ryan barked. "Hold positions. Let them come." The Caliban hovered in the center of the ancient Draylon fleet, which remained cloaked but poised, watching. Waiting. Then a second transmission arrived. Kaz's eyes widened. Terran Alliance flagship just jumped to the outer edge of the system. "They picked up our broadcast." Sala grinned. "They heard us." A holographic feed flickered to life on the bridge, Admiral Celine Miles, looking like she hadn't slept in days. "Captain Ryan Voss," she said. "The Council has reviewed your transmission. Effective immediately, consortium operations are declared hostile entities. Alliance units are en route. You are not alone." Ryan exhaled. Then the comm cut to a crackling screech. Another signal pushed through. Grav Mal. His image filled the screen, grotesque, partially melded with machinery. His eyes burned, one of them a glowing red implant. He didn't speak. He growled. "Return them," he said. "They are mine." Kayla stood. "We are no one's property." "You will join the others," Mal hissed. "You and your little half-breeds. I will drink your minds." Ryan stepped forward. "Come and try." Mal snarled, and fired. Energy beams lanced toward the Caliban. "Brace!" Kes shouted. The bridge rocked, but before the second volley could hit, 3 Draylon ships decloaked and intercepted, their shields absorbing the blast. Kes whooped. "They're in it now." "All Draylon ships activating," Kayla reported. "He brought death. He'll get it." Sala spun the ship. "Let's fly." All across the nebula, energy flared. Draylon and consortium ships clashed in a storm of lasers and kinetic rounds. Through the chaos, the Caliban danced, protected by its strange cargo and its new allies. Ryan stood at the center, surrounded by glowing sisters, the storm of battle outside swirling like prophecy. Kayla touched his shoulder. "You brought us back to life. And you gave me something worth dying for," he said. "But we're not dying," Nyx added, a sly grin on her lips. "Not today. Sira reached for his hand. Not ever, if we can help it. The war had begun. But so had something else. The battle for Cygnus raged like a symphony of chaos. Nebula gases flashed in brilliant colors as beams of plasma and bursts of kinetic energy crisscrossed the void. The Caliban twisted between Draylon and consortium ships, its small frame darting like a wasp between clashing titans. Ryan gripped the console tightly. Status? Shields at 40%, Kez reported. We're hanging in, but barely. That last volley nearly fried our port thrusters. Alliance reinforcements? Ryan asked. 5 minutes out, Sala replied, sweat gleaming on her forehead. That's if they don't get lost in the storm. We need to hold the line until then, Ryan said. He turned to the sisters. How are you holding up? Kayla, standing near the engine controls, looked pale but steady. We can give you one more boost. No, Ryan said immediately. You're too drained. Sira shook her head. This is our fight too. We are not weak. Nyx reached out and laid her hand over Ryan's. Together. We do this together. Reluctantly, he nodded. All right. Once more. The sisters took their positions and began their harmonic chant. Their silver markings flared bright again, and Ryan felt the now familiar pulse of the bond strengthening. Their energy, their focus, it surged into the ship, making the Caliban blaze like a comet through the nebula's core. Kaz's console lit up. Power output just tripled. We're faster than anything out there right now. Then use it, Ryan ordered. Let's punch a hole through their line. The Caliban rocketed forward, diving under a consortium dreadnought's shields and releasing a pulse grenade that disrupted its targeting systems. Draylon ships moved in like wolves, tearing the vessel apart in a coordinated strike. Beautiful, Sala whispered. Absolutely beautiful. But Grav Mal's ship remained untouched, hovering at the heart of the storm like a blackened throne. Its weapons sliced through Draylon fighters, its hull absorbing every assault with unnatural resilience. He's too strong, Kez muttered. He's taken too much. Fed on too many. Ryan stared at the screen. Then we hit him where it hurts. What's that supposed to mean? His power comes from them, Ryan said, motioning to the sisters. But he doesn't understand the bond. He consumes. He doesn't connect. Kayla's eyes flashed. We do. Ryan turned. Can you use that? The bond? Reach him. Distract him somehow. Sira nodded slowly. It will hurt. Nyx added, he'll feel everything we feel. Do it, Ryan said. I'll finish him. The sisters formed a new triangle, facing the viewport that showed Grav Mal's ship looming in the distance. Their voices rose in harmony, piercing even the shriek of the battle outside. Their glow spread, not just across their bodies but across the ship, circuitry lighting with strange patterns, consoles pulsing with light. On screen, Grav Mal's ship staggered. He's reacting, Kez confirmed. They're inside his mind. Ryan moved to the weapons console. Then let's end this. He locked onto the consortium ship's exposed power core, now flickering as if destabilized. As he pressed the trigger, he felt the surge, not of adrenaline, but of faith. The bond amplified his instincts, made every movement sharper. A missile shot from the Caliban's underbelly. It struck true. The explosion lit up the nebula like a second sun. Grav Mal's ship tore apart, energy cascading in wild, chaotic ripples. The shockwave knocked out nearby sensors and made the entire bridge rattle, but when it cleared, he was gone. Tessa's voice rang out from comms. Alliance forces arriving. They're sweeping up the stragglers. Draylon fleet is responding too, Kez added. The resistance is real, and pissed. Cheers erupted from the bridge crew. But Ryan turned to the sisters, collapsed now, unconscious on the deck, their glow dimming. He dropped to his knees beside Kayla. "No, no, no, stay with me." Her eyes fluttered open slowly. "We are not gone." Syrah stirred next. "Exhausted." Nyx coughed, laughing softly. "Totally worth it." Kes stepped forward. "We need to get them to medical." "I'll carry them," Ryan said, scooping Kayla gently into his arms. "Family helps family," Kayla murmured, smiling faintly before slipping back into rest. 2 weeks later, the Caliban docked at New Philera, a world recently reclaimed by the Draylon resistance. The terraformed moon was a symbol, of survival, of alliance, of what was to come. Ryan stood in a sun-drenched atrium near the central council hall. The scent of alien flora drifted on the breeze, carried by purple-blossomed vines that twisted lazily across the high glass walls. Kayla stepped beside him, wearing a simple woven tunic patterned in silver. Her sisters followed close, each holding a newborn in their arms. 3 children, hybrid, glowing, human and Draylon both. "They're perfect," Ryan said, voice thick. Kayla nodded. "And safe. Thanks to you." Ryan laughed softly. "I just opened a cage." "No," she replied. "You opened a future." In the distance, ships passed overhead, Terran, Draylon, even a few neutral species come to witness the formation of a new alliance. The broadcast from the Caliban had sparked galactic change. The meat markets were being dismantled. The consortium fractured. Trials were beginning. Ryan looked down at the child cradled in Kayla's arms, silver eyes blinking up at him, tiny blue fingers grasping his. "You think the galaxy's ready for them?" he asked. "No," she said with a grin. "But they'll adjust." From behind, Salah's voice called out. "Hey Captain, the Council wants you in 5 minutes. Diplomatic hero speech or something." Ryan turned, smiling. "Let them wait." Kayla leaned into him. "We have time now." He looked around at the world that was no longer just alien but home. His family, his crew, his bond, everything had changed in just a few days. And none of it had been part of the plan. But it was real. It was his. It was theirs. So there you have it, an outlaw captain who risked everything on a lawless asteroid, saved 3 lives that were never meant to survive, and in doing so, rewrote the balance of power in the galaxy. Ryan Voss didn't just walk into a black market, he walked into fate. And that fate brought him family, a fleet, and a future nobody could have seen coming. The bond he formed with Kayla, Syrah, and Nyx wasn't just some alien pheromone trick or interstellar romance. It was destiny. A connection deeper than blood or species. Together, they didn't just defeat Grav Mal, they exposed the ugly heart of a galactic black market and became the bridge between 2 worlds that had never trusted each other. And now, the Draylon resistance is stronger than ever. The consortium's shadow empire is in ruins. And New Philera stands as a beacon, proof that different species, different pasts, even different biology, can come together and forge something worth fighting for. If you liked this story, and you want to see more daring rescues, strange love, and high-stakes sci-fi drama like this, do me a solid. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and share this video with your fellow spacefarers. Whether you're Team Human, Team Alien, or just love a good underdog story, there's more to come. You never know who we'll meet out there. Until next time, keep your boots on the deck, your blaster charged, and remember, sometimes the best decision is the one that makes no sense at all.